Hey guys, what's up? It's the third night here. I hope you're all doing really well and welcome to episode 8 of my progress video series. I have made a lot of progress since the last progress video, which is really nice. I completed the Fremnik Trials quest straight up, which is really awesome. I've got I've been using my Berserker helm from that, and it's really nice to be able to use that helm instead of, like a runeful helm or whatever, because obviously that Berserker helm gives you some nice strength bonuses. I'm not sure if it gives you any attack or slash bonuses and stuff like that, but I know it gives you a nice strength bonus, and it probably gives you maybe a prayer bonus as well. But yeah, so that's really cool. So see me headbanging with that awesome helm there. So that was really cool. Also completed the Haunted Mine quest, killed Tarn after the Haunted Mine quest. That's sort of like a side. Basically, once you finish the Haunted Mine quest, you get your Salve Amulet, and then to get it enchanted, which adds an extra 5% attack and strength bonus to it, you need to kill a guy called Tarn. And you need to get his diary because, he's been writing little dirty messages in there. So you need to use that on the amulet, and that makes it stronger. And yeah, basically when you finish that, you get your Salve Amulet E, which gives you a 20% attack and strength bonus, which is absolutely awesome, especially for Aberrant Spectres tasks. I think it's called Aberrant Spectres, whatever. I'll call them Abby Specs because, that's the way I refer them to. But I refer to them. Wow, I don't do English. What? Anyway, so that's kind of cool. It's really nice having that, it speeds up the Abby Specs tasks, and, it's good against all sorts of undead, but I don't think there's really any other undead Slayer tasks you get in later sort of Slayer levels than Abby Specs. I don't think so. No, I think it's just Abby Specs, but it's really awesome because 20% attack and strength bonus is a lot, and that's actually more than the Black Mask offers, and you can't use a Black Mask during Aberrant Spectre tasks anyway, so it's really good, and I'd advise you doing that as soon as you have the requirements. Mind you, actually, I'll get back onto that. Don't do it when you just have the requirements. Maybe make sure you have a few more combat levels, but I'll just get back onto that. Also finished the Troll Stronghold quest, and then yeah, just got a bunch of other levels towards other skills, and mostly, I was mostly doing Slayer. I did do a bit of woodcutting, as you can see now. I got 52 woodcutting. That's a requirement, I believe, for the Fremnik Isles quest. I don't think you actually need it to complete the quest, but because you can buy the logs that you actually woodcut with 52 woodcutting anyway. But I know that it's, it's just gonna be useful, and I was AFKing I was doing some uni work, and so I was AFKing while I did that. And so it was a really nice opportunity just to get some free XP while I'm doing nothing really. So that was kind of cool. But getting back onto the Haunted Mine quest, it was such a pain. You have to go through this bunch, you have to get a bit of glowing fungus, and you can't take that out of a cave which you're in for the entire quest. And if you do, then the glowing fungus turns into ash, and you have to go through some different puzzles and stuff to get it to a certain spot, and then you can use it to kill this guy. That bit's not so hard. Getting the actual fungus there isn't so bad, but the actual boss himself is sort of annoying because you hit him once or twice, and then he teleports under the floor, and you have to wait until he comes back up again before you can hit him. And you have to dodge lots of mining equipment which starts attacking you, like mining carts and mining cranes and stuff like that. And that was so annoying because I was lagging all over the place. I had that whole thing where I think a lot of people have been experiencing this. I don't know whether it's just to do with 2007 or whether it's to do with their servers or something. It'd be really nice if they fixed it. But basically you just get a huge delay whenever you click somewhere, and you don't even have to be lagging for this to happen, I reckon. I wasn't lagging when it's happened to me in the past, so you pretty much just stay there, and then you click somewhere, and then 3 seconds later your character responds. So I ended up getting stuck behind a mining cart, which happened to be the mining cart which goes along the longest possible mining track in that boss fight, which basically causes hits of 7 damage to be hit onto you every second, and you can't eat while that happens. So I actually teleported out on 5 health, almost lost my rune and Berserker helm and some other stuff, which would have been sort of annoying, but that was just really painful. It was mostly probably just because of the lag. Once you have some decent combat stats, I'd recommend probably 60 plus combat at least, and protection prayers. Oh no, protection prayers don't matter because protect range takes off some of the damage, but you can't actually protect from any of the attacks. The actual boss itself doesn't do much damage. But anyway, Haunted Mine quest, definitely do it, but make sure you've got 60 plus combat at least, and bring some decent food for that, and make sure you're not lagging. If you're not lagging, you'll probably find a breeze, but that was really painful. And then after that, you basically kill Tarn, and yeah, you get the Salve Amulet. I've already mentioned that, but yeah, so it was really cool. Really nice having that amulet now, because I've had a fair few Abby Specs tasks, and it does actually make a fairly good difference, and it takes you probably like 30 minutes to get the Salve Amulet E, like we'll get the diary after, you know, just having started the Haunted Mine quest. So it's worth it because you also get 5k Slayer XP for when you finish that quest. No, when you get the diary, that's right. When you get the diary, you get 5k Slayer XP. So in reality, it takes half an hour, you get 5k Slayer XP, and you do get this cool amulet, so you don't really waste much XP, and it is definitely worth doing. So yeah, anyway, moving on from that. Easily the most frequently asked question that I get is, how do you make money? It's just, I always get asked that question. Like, I don't know, I guess it's just been because of 07 and stuff. There's no School of Fortune and stuff. No offense. No, just kidding. But yeah, 07, it is a lot harder to make money than the EOC. Like, it is way harder. So a lot more people, I guess, have been asking for that reason. Like, literally, like, whenever I'm in my clan chat, there'll be someone who's just like, hey, Third Knight, how do I make money? So basically, to make money, there's so many things that you can do. I think I mentioned this last video as well. I make money from Slayer, okay? I do, you know, I get most of my money from killing Aberrant Spectres because they drop a lot of Dark Mystic Road Bottoms, which sell, I don't know, between like 70 to 100k each. And I also get a lot of Rune Full Helms, which sell for, you know, 40k each, as well as I get Dragon Tusks, and I bank all the Dragon Hides and the Dragon Bones. The Dragon Tusks were really good. I had a Blue Dragon Tusk, which was like 120 Blue Dragons. I banked all of the hides and all of the bones from that, and that was sort of before a few other famous YouTubers made some guides on it, and so now they're sort of a bit packed. Nothing against them or anything, it's just there's more people there now, so it's sort of probably harder to get the Blue Dragon Hides and the Dragon Bones, but that's how I made a bunch of my money. I mean, that, you know, the Blue Dragons hides and Dragon Bones from that task alone like made up a huge proportion of my bank, sorry. And so yeah, that's basically how I make it. I make it doing slaying. I also make it from random events. I've had 3 major random events. I had a third one recently, and I got, sorry, I've had 4 actually, but the third one I didn't get much. The fourth one I got, I think, over 50k again, and you know, that makes some nice money. But yeah, mostly being Slayer. Also being maybe the odd like bargains where, you know, you see someone at the bank and they're like buying rope 1k each because, you know, they need it for a quest and they don't want to like go and get it from somewhere else because it's probably too hard or they can't teleport there or something. And I've also actually sold an anti-dragon breath shield for 5k to some guy who was also doing that, so that was really cool. But just little things like that makes some nice money, but mostly from slaying. That's basically where I've got most of my money. So, you know, obviously Slayer will be good then. If you want to make money, definitely go check out Slayer. I mean, you sort of start, you know, once you get past sort of like 60, 70 combat and you have, you know, like 60 plus Slayer, that's when it starts getting better because you've got access to other tasks. Although at 52 Slayer, you've got access to jellies. I haven't actually had a jellies task yet, and I'm 61 Slayer, so it's sort of a bit of a luck. Like, it's sort of got a bit to do with luck, you know, what tasks you get. I've also had Truth like in between like every single one of my tasks as well, which is really annoying because you have to like cancel that. But yeah, so I do it with Slayer. A lot of other things you can do, which I will put into a money making guide probably eventually. But yeah, at the moment I can't start that, but I will make a money making guide, sorry, eventually, and that'll be really cool. But yeah, definitely Slayer. That's how I make it. There's a lot of other ways you can do it. You know, you can pick flax and stuff. I'm not going to go through all of that now. There were some in the description of the last video. So that's kind of cool. Also, another thing to do with money is I cannot stress enough how useful forums are for selling and buying items, and just generally getting the prices of items. Like, if you want to like, you know, be making like the best money you possibly can, always trade on forums, or always at least have forums open, and maybe the Zybez old school RuneScape price guide, because those two things are massively useful tools for, you know, you can make money from it fairly easily. Like, I was actually buying anti-fire potions because I needed that for a Bronze Dragons task. And, you know, I went on Zybez and I saw the Zybez price guide, which I'll link in the description for anyone interested. Basically, you can just search like items, and, well, I don't want to like go through it all now, but you just search items, and basically people can like advertise whether they're buying or selling those items, and they'll just have the player name there, which you can like message and like work out where to meet and stuff. And usually they'll have the price also on the Zybez guide. So yeah, you basically just search an item there. But anyway, I was getting anti-fire potions, searched them up. I wanted to get 35. Some guy was selling them for 3.3k each, which is very cheap. And I could have potentially bought more from him, and people on World 1 are buying them for 1k each. So I could have merchanted that a lot. So things like that you could use a lot to your advantage. It's really, really good to always have forums up. And the Zybez price guide if you want to be making the most money you can, because you will make some nice bargains. Obviously there's like other ways of making money. You can like merchant stuff like Properly and everything, but I'm not hugely into that. So, you know, I'm not like, I don't, to be honest, I haven't really done much merchanting at all. So I can't really say, you know, what's good for that. I just honestly can't say that, but yeah. So definitely use forums. It is so useful. You can, if you're doing something AFKable like fishing or wood cutting, anything where you're just, you know, you've got your screen up, you're like looking at wood cutting or whatever, then just have forums in another tab or something on your web browser. Be able to switch there and like search items that you might be looking for eventually. Like, I don't know, for me, I actually bought a black mask yesterday, which is really awesome. I'll have that in PV Arbiter episode 2, which will probably come out in a day or two. But anyway, I was just always searching for that in the Zybez official price guide, and basically someone eventually came up with a nice offer. People were selling them for like 1.1 mil, 1.2 mil, and someone was selling it for 1 mil. So I quickly jumped onto that, got him to sell it to me for 1 mil. So that was really cool. And, you know, that saved me at least like 100k, because that's like people were selling for 1.1 mil. And I was just like monitoring that sort of thing. You know, same with forums, like you can do the exact same thing. Obviously forums will probably be better because they're moderated a lot more thoroughly. But if you're searching for a commonly used item, or if you can sort of see the prices, like where they are, and like, you know, if someone's obviously put in like a troll price, usually it's fairly obvious whether people are trolling or not. So definitely use Zybez forums and RuneScape forums if you want to make a bit of extra cash. I've talked about that for so long. I'm going to move on to something else. Well, personally, I use the combination of forums and old school price guide. Okay, now I'm moving on to something else. Last episode, something I was about to talk about, but the episode was too short, so I couldn't talk about it, was I almost got PK'd by Sorect. I'm 99% sure this almost happened, because it was on one of the fairly early days, you know, after 07 had just been released. I was doing a green dragon task, and some guy ran at me. He had full ghostly robes. I didn't get to see his name because I saw a white dot and then I saw this happening, and then I just instantly teleported out, which is kind of nice. But I was risking like a rune med helm. Anyway, saw this guy with full ghostly robes, a gothic staff, and then he was about to cast an entangle on me, because I saw him casting a spell, and just as it was about to hit me, I teleported out with my ectophile, because I was like, no, fuck that, I don't want to lose my rune med helm. But I'm 99% sure it was Sorect, because it was that early, and I know he went for that straight away, and I saw him in a PK video doing that sort of thing. So that was kind of funny. It was sort of a starstruck / crap, I'm gonna die and lose my bank moment. So that was kind of funny. Anyway, another thing which I'm sort of interested about is Twitch live streaming. Pretty much since the launch of the 07 servers, people have been using Twitch and stuff to stream RuneScape, but mostly since 07 servers have been, you know, released, there's been like a huge influx of people actually using Twitch to do live streams. And, you know, I've heard that RuneScape's made it onto the homepage of that, which is really, really good. So I've also like had some people asking me whether I'll stream on Twitch or whether to stream on YouTube. I mean, I don't really mind. I don't get like a huge amount of people like tuning into my streams while they're actually happening, because obviously I'm fairly small still at the moment. But, you know, it's up to you guys. I think the only advantage of Twitch would be I think you can play copyrighted music while you do the stream. But you probably, I don't know how much you'll be able to hear me then, or I guess I can just have it lightly in the background or whatever. But yeah, just like tell me in the comments, you know, what your thoughts are with that. I personally really like YouTube because you can sort of have it in your sub box. But anyway, tell me in the comments about that. It's the end of this episode. Progress report there. Combat level 82, 942 total level, 96 quest point, 70 attack, and 70 strength. My highest skills at the moment. That's it for this episode. I'm going to go hopefully get some requirements for the Fremnik Fremnik Isles quest. Hopefully get that. That would be really nice to have the Helm of Nezinjot. And I might also do a bit of skilling to break up the Slayer. But we'll see what happens. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next video.